I'm going live. Welcome back to the Confabulation, where on this weekly show we talk about all things Transformers, from the latest figures to collectors news, Energon universe, new releases, and anything that's happening across the land of Cybertron. I am your host, Eman, and on this week's show, we're going to be talking about a new drop that had happened from Dream Star Toys. Dream Star Toys just released photos of one of their upcoming figures, and for a lot of fans, it may be a surprise. The new Transformer, there's a few new Transformer comic covers that I actually want to share with you guys in this week's what's the name of cover frame? Completely forgot about the segment. So new segment this week is cover frame, and I'm going to be talking to you guys and showing you guys some upcoming Transformer comic book variant covers, which I think are pretty fascinating. And this weekend is HeroesCon 2026. What does that mean as a Transformer fan, since we collect figures? I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that later on today in Final Thoughts, because as a comic book fan and as a Transformer fan myself, this is actually a great convention to go to. And I'm going to let you guys know exactly why, as Transformer fans. I know we collect these, and why not collect something else? They're a little bit cheaper. So that's what we're going to be talking about today in the Confabulation. And of course, I got to say thank you to channel sponsor Comic Capsule right here. Make sure you guys head on over to comiccapsule.com, enter code EMAN10 for 10% off your next purchase of Comic Capsule, since we're talking a little bit about HeroesCon here. And of course, big shout out to ShowZStore.com. If you guys ever decide to make any kind of purchases for Transformers, head on over to ShowZStore.com, sign in, create an account, make your purchase, and make sure to hit that support your favorite reviewer there and enter Eman as your favorite reviewer. A small portion of your sales do come to the channel, so I thank you ahead of time for doing that right there. And of course, I'm going to be giving away a comic capsule this week, just like last week. I have two colors for you guys. This week's giveaway winner here on the show live, someone's going to win either a blue or a yellow comic capsule today. Make sure you guys stay until the end, because giveaways, that's how they work. And must apologize to everyone here. I do know that I start typically at 12 p.m. Every day Pacific time. Today there was some things that happened here at work, and I just needed to take care of them. So I appreciate your guys' patience. But we're going to continue moving on with the show, because I'm learning how to pace. I'm learning that I need to pace. I'm learning that sometimes I may go a little too fast with some things, and I go a little bit too slow. And then the final thought to the final confabulation topic, I'm just like all over the place. So I need to learn how to take it slow, but then move it along. I do want to say thank you to everyone that showed up here in the chat. Let's go ahead and say hello to some people that are in the chat. What's going on? My boy right there, Icon Files. Make sure you guys follow my friend over here, the Icon Files, here on YouTube. Everybody support this channel. Eman's a great dude and works hard for his. Oh wait, hold on. I wasn't trying to. So thank you. Thank you, Icon Files. I thought that was something else you're gonna say right there, but thank you, my friend. Big Easy One. Look, my boy's here in the house. Well, hello there. Hello there. Get that nice little Obi-Wan status right there. Hello there. Let's do this. My boy Cynical Banana in the house. Eman, how are you, my friend? Feeling better? I am feeling better. There are times where you just feel like it's just too much coming at you, and I just needed to kind of like, so sometimes you guys need to step back just a little bit for yourself. Mental health. June is Mental Health Month, as well as Pride Month, as well as a lot of other things. There's a reason why there's a month for these to celebrate and or bring to attention things like mental health. And for us men who deal with it regularly, taking a step back, Learning to take a step back so that way you can take 2 steps forward is actually a lesson that I've had to learn, and I'm hoping that a lot of us who deal with, mental health can, do that. Sometimes you gotta take a step back, chill, take a deep breath for 2 steps forward. So thank you, my friend. Thank you. Everyone's saying hello. Here we go. Flash by night, HeroesCon and Transformers. You are not one to talk, TJ. I do have a story that I'm going to share with everyone that involves my friend Flash by Night right here. And it's a funny one, but it's also a lesson learned this year, TJ. I really hope that you take into consideration what I did last year and implement that into your weekend plans, my friend. Ooh, Strafe, I got my MS nose cone just about an hour ago. Keep an eye out because someone here on this channel has a review on this little sherbet colored guy. And I'm going to let you know if $40 is actually worth paying for one of those things. Keep an eye out because that video is coming out next week, my friends. Nice. Look at that. Dilly is Guerrero 6530. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that right there, my friend. But hello. Hello there. Hello there. Like my friend Big Easy. Hello there. I should do that. I should create a little video for that. Hello there. Bada boom, bada bing. That's his little tagline right there. That's his tagline right there. That's my boy Jonathan Rowe. What's good? What's good, Jonathan? I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. Same here, man. Self-care sometimes feels selfish. That's a lesson I've had to learn myself. Yeah. We all should learn it. It's good for us. It's not being selfish. When you're doing something for yourself to take care of yourself so that way you're better for the circle around you, that's not being selfish. That's legitimately self-care. Being selfish about it is focusing on you for the sole purpose of focusing on you, bettering yourself only for yourself, not for everyone around you. Wise words from this man, Eman, right here, Oh, I just noticed I don't have our background music. Let's play a little background music right here, a little smooth. Little background music right there for you guys. Oh yeah. So yeah, we have a decent show today. I have some things I want to show you guys that I picked up over the last week. I did not pick up any figures this week. No figures came in the mail this week, unfortunately. That's a good thing. I didn't spend a lot of money. I didn't spend a lot of money this week, which is fine with me. It's okay, But there are some things that I have seen that I'm going to share with you guys that you may want to spend some money on. So, we're going to get into a few of those things. Matter of fact, let's get into some of that right there. Every week, I find out about some new comic book covers, and these are going to be Transformer-centric and Transformer-focused, so why not talk about it on a Transformer show on this week's Cover Frame? Nice right there. All right, you guys. So I'm going to show you guys a few things that have come up that I feel like as Transformer fans, I feel like why not? Why not pick up a couple of things that are Transformer-ish, but not Transformer figures? Let's start off with this one right here. Let me take a look and see. Make sure I got everything here. Let's make sure that I got everything here. Oh man. So this is not the correct one right here. I thought I had it set up, but I'll move on to this one right here. Now I've praised comic book cover artist John Jang, several times here on this channel right here, because he is actually a homie and he does fantastic work. Today at Big Time Collectibles, John Jang is actually releasing, and Big Time Collectibles is releasing quite possibly John Jang's final Transformer cover for issue number 1. Now, here's the thing. I'm not really sure if this is Transformers number 1 or if it's the 40th anniversary of number 1. I tried to look for some information on that, so I'm not 100% sure. Regardless, sometimes you just collect comic book covers because they look dope. And in this case right here, now we have one of the Titans coming to light. And since we've already seen Omega Supreme in the Transformer comics, this is John Jang's, quite possibly, and I'm going to say it like that, quite possibly his final Transformers cover, at least with Big Time Collectibles. This is his Transformer number 1. This is the Omega Supreme variant. And then you do have Optimus Prime there down on the bottom left corner of that right there. And this is a definite cop. Matter of fact, later on today, when it's ready to go, ready to be purchased, I'm going to be purchasing this one right here. And if you follow me on Instagram, one of the things that I enjoy doing is actually pairing figures with comic book covers, and I have quite a few of them from John Jang, and this is a definite cop, but I don't have any Omega Supreme. I don't have Omega Supreme. So I may be reaching out to our folks over there, either at the Transformer Underground, T3PK, some of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of. I'm going to be asking around, looking around. Anybody have an Omega Supreme that you're trying to get rid of that's at a decent price? That's pretty cool and articulated and all that good stuff. And I'm pretty sure we have some homies that would be more than willing to help me out with that one right there. But just in case you are looking to collect something slightly different but equally as cool, this right here is something that I recommend you guys go and do. Head on over to Big Time Collectibles later on today. I believe it goes on sale at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And purchase one of these right here. If you're an Omega Supreme fan, looking at some Titans without spending Titan money, this is a great way to do it right here. And now, this is something that I saw while scouring the League of Comic Geeks, and I do try to look for some covers that grab my attention. So upcoming here, Transformers number 35, being released around August 12th at our local comic book shops. This is the Michelle Rubini 1:25 ratio variant for Transformers number 35, and we have here an image of Optimus and Soundwave going at it. Now, if you guys are reading the comic right now, this is not Optimus Prime. This is not Optimus Prime. So, what's going on here? Optimus Prime no longer is a Prime in the comics at this moment. He doesn't have the power of the Matrix. He doesn't have the wisdom of the Matrix. But he's going to be going toe-to-toe with Soundwave. At least that's what the cover is telling me. Optimus is not as strong as he used to be in the Energon universe, and he's going into battle with one of the toughest foes that the Decepticons have. And this cover is actually pretty dope right here from Michelle Rubini. And now, again, this is the 1:25 ratio variant. If you're lucky, some comic book shops will sell this at cover. However, some comic book shops may put a little bit of an upcharge on it. So, your miles may vary when this gets released, and not all comic shops are going to be able to get it. So if you find it out in the wild and it's something that's interesting to you as a Transformer fan, go ahead and pick it up and then see why Optimus is not an Optimus Prime. He's not an Optimus Prime. That is madness right there, to think that we are living in a world right now where Optimus is not a Prime. Or is it? I mean, I'm pretty sure that he was in a Prime in several other iterations in the past, right? Several other ones right there. Let's get on over to the chat. Cynical Banana. I spent enough. Broke down and ordered X-Transbots Slug Slinger. Oh, right there. Nice cover. Yes, to both of them. I think they're both dope covers. I'm for sure going to get that John Jang just because I want to show support. He is a friend of the show. He's a friend of the channel, and I do want to show support. And I wish I was at HeroesCon to be able to pick this up directly from him and get his signature right on it, because that's what I like to do. I do like to show support to artists. I'm still a comic book collector. It's just now more focused on Transformer lore, and that's the world that I'm living in. I'm still collecting all the other comics. I just don't talk about it anymore here on this channel, which in the future, I'll address properly. I am here, sir. My boy, Ups and Downs 8717 in the house, actually talking to me directly here on the channel. My love out to my friends out in Dallas. Yeah. And look at this, my boy Mike the icon files here with that $1 super chat right there. I gotta show you some love. Thank you so much for that right there, Mike. I appreciate it. Come on, guys, it's loud. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. But I do appreciate it, my friend. That's a sweet code. Yeah, but both of them are pretty dope. Both of them are pretty dope. I'm really looking forward to that right there. You know, and since we're talking about comics, make sure you guys stick around, because at the end of the show, I'm going to be giving away a couple of comic capsules to someone out there. I have a blue and a yellow comic capsule that I'll be sending out to you. And I typically send out a few other comics and a few stickers here as a big thank you for coming by and supporting the show and hanging out with me. You know, so that's just my way of saying thank you. Of course, sponsored by Comic Capsule. Head on over to comiccapsule.com. Use Eman10 for that 10% off right there. Let's talk about some of the things that I picked up this week. I didn't get anything in the mail, but I know you and I, we usually get things in the mail. UPS, USPS, FedEx, things come to our door, things come to our doorstep. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that we picked up this week in Inventory Unlocked. Just a few things. I only went to the comic book shop this week right here. So I do want to start off with this one right here, part of the Energon universe. Now we have officially Mask is in everyone's possession who's collecting comics books. And this is actually the cover from J. Scott Campbell, a highly revered comic book artist right here. And this is, I want to say this is cover cover B. This is a cool one. I know my regular LCS has this waiting for me. There is just another shop that I went to pick it up. So I was like, yeah, let me get some of the variant covers that they have right there. So that is Transformer related because it's part of the Energon universe. The Transformers are part of that right there too. So I wanted to share that. Also, I picked up this one right here, Transformers number 33, covered by David Nakayama, our boy right there, DNA. That's showing there Optimus, not Prime, and then RC Magnus. With the rest of the Autobot crew right behind them. And as you guys can see back here, there, Thundercracker is an Autobot. So I guess I'm gonna have to find an extra Thundercracker somewhere and add some Autobot stickers to him. And there's something in here that I noticed that I'm like, that might be a good idea. If IDW can turn Prowl into a part of Devastator, I have a feeling that Energon Universe is going to find a way to make Thundercracker a part of Superion, since Slingshot is dead in this comic. Yeah, that's full of spoil. I just spoiled a bunch of stuff right there for you. Slingshot is dead in the comic books, but there is a Thundercracker. So are we going to get a Thunderperion? That makes some kind of sense. But how cool would that be if we actually get to see 4 aerial bots plus a Seeker turn into a very powerful combiner? Only time will tell. That would be cool. I have thoughts about this issue, which I might be talking about later on here today on the show. A couple of other things, just random stuff. Just want to show some support to my boy Xander. Xander 6 Comics. He has his own little comic that's out. I met him at a show last year, and I've just been in touch with him. He's got some pretty cool art. Again, not Transformers related, but just showing a little bit of love. If you guys can go over to Xander 6 Comics, sign up, and follow him on Instagram. He's got some pretty cool art. And then final thing, another thing not Transformers related, something I do want to show, something that I do collect. I go by Eman online, and not until a few years later did I realize, or did someone tell me that, hey, there's an Eman comic. So a friend of mine saw this and she's like, hey, I found this. Do you want it? I said, yes, I collect these actually. So this is an Eman comic. This is like from the 80s. This is from the 80s. And I'm not going to lie when I say I probably have about 5 or 6 of these. And I won't stop collecting these right here. I think it's just hilarious that there's a comic book called Eman. And why not? Why not? You know, they're typically about $1, you know, just a few bucks. And if I see them out in the wild, for sure I'm going to pick these things up because E-Man's reading E-Man. It just tickles me. It just tickles me. It's just some silly stuff that I like to do as a collector. You know that. Don't you guys, as you as collectors out there, isn't there that one thing where you're like, this is quirky AF, and I still want it in my collection? And if you do have something like that, something that's super quirky, that's way off the wall, let us know in the chat. What are some of the weird, quirky things that you like to collect that just makes other people's head scratch, but you're like, it's funny. It's funny. I collect that many because it's funny right there. That's why. Wow, sweet artwork looks great. Gotta get my wife number 33. Gotta get your wife started all the way from number 1. Get the trade paperbacks and then move forward and then catch up. That's probably the best way to read them. In my opinion, the first 4 arcs have been very good. I am starting to be a little bit critical about Robert Kirkman and his writing in Transformers right now. Now I'm not gonna, I can't break it down word for word or anything like that. I do have feelings about it. Daniel Warren Johnson made me feel like I was actually in the adventure, looking forward to the next episode. Right now, I'm just kind of like, where are we going with this? So I have some thoughts about Transformers 33 right now. That 33 cover though by David Nakayama is pretty dope. It's really, really dope. Now I'm actually waiting to see what third-party companies are going to be able to do with RC Magnus and Alita Prime. I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone out there that's going to recreate something even without like the blueprint or anything like that. So just keep an eye out, because in the Energon universe, there's a lot of big things that are happening. Things that are happening in Void Rivals is going to eventually affect the Cybertronians and the Earthlings in Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Mask. There's something bigger. There's a much bigger threat than Unicron coming, and I'm actually pretty excited for that one right there. So, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about that, read Void Rivals. It's Transformers related still. Trust me. I need to get back on getting the Energon issues. Yeah, you should. You might be able to find some, less than cover price around. Sometimes there's points where when it comes down to collecting a comic book, even if it's got ticks on it, if there's mess, if it's kind of scratched up or whatever on the cover, sometimes I don't care, and I'll still pick it up because it's something that I do want to at least read. Just like, for example, like this week, I actually picked up Daredevil 1, 2, and 3 from Stephanie Phillips, which is a new Daredevil run that I just started. I haven't started reading it yet, but the number 1 that I found has a bunch of spine ticks on it, but I didn't care because I actually bought it to read, and it's also a variant cover, so I didn't care about value or anything like that. I just wanted to actually read it. So just get on that one right there, Jonathan. Jump on it. It's actually pretty cool. Thundercracker being part of Superion would be cool. It worked for Prowl and Devastator. It did. You know what? I shouldn't say it did. Only because I didn't read that. I know that was a really good... It's actually an interesting series that I want to read, because in the IDW run, Prowl, I hear Prowl is an asshole. I'm only going to cuss once on the show. But I hear he's not a nice guy, and him forming into Devastator, I didn't even know about that until I started collecting the Dream Star Toys Devastator. Show you guys. For some of you guys who don't know or who don't follow me on Instagram, this is Devastator I'm talking about right here. This monster's 22 inches tall. He's hefty. And Prowl is actually going to be a part of this guy here sooner than later. But that's something that we're going to talk about later on here in the show. And I think it's pretty cool what Dream Star Toys is doing with this set right here. So, yeah, seeing Thundercracker a part of Superion, I think it could be just equally as cool. Or it could even be easy for Dreamstar, since they already have Superion, to get rid of Slingshot and find a way to mold Thundercracker into their style. Boom. For those who already have that one right there. Ooh, snap. Ooh, finally got Kranix too. And see, that's one that I haven't collected yet. I'm actually looking for him in the wild. That's like my in the wild hunt is Kranix. I found a couple of wheelies out in the wild also too. So if I see any of those in the wild, I'll probably pick those up. Almost kind of goofy, but pretty sweet. We even got him to begin with. Yes, 100%. I'm so happy that they gambled with that one right there. Yes, his alt mode is goofy, but he's one of the, you want to keep him in robot mode for sure. Just because we didn't see him transform in the movie, other than dying in a pit of lava. Do you like collecting variant issues, or are you fine with just with one issue one? It really depends. It really, really does depend. I'll collect the main cover A's for sure. That's a must for me. Now, if the cover is dope, or if I like the artist, or if I want to support the artist, I'll get a variant, of a certain issue. Even if there's nothing big that happens in the issue, it's just another day on Earth. If the cover's cool, I'll still get it. I don't go out chasing for covers because of value. Like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be worth $400 because XYZ did it and there's only 400. I don't do that. I literally collect what I like, and I try not to, be a part of the FOMO. I don't want to be a part of the whole, oh my God, I need to have this right here. It's gonna be worth XYZ. I try my best not to get caught up with that. If it catches my eye, it catches my eye. Your collection matters and means more to you than anybody else outside. So collect and add to your collection as you like, as you want. I have a bunch of Legend scale figures right here in front of me. New Age, Magic Square, Rising Force, Hasbro, things that just don't make sense to the sharp eye who understands these figures. But it's a wonderful mess that I have here under my monitor, and it's my mess, and I'm happy with it. Same thing with the comics. I see a variant that looks cool. Doesn't matter if it makes sense. Makes sense to me, and that's the only person it needs to make sense to. So yes, I do like collecting variant issues, only if it makes sense to me. DWJ over Kirkman. Yeah. DWJ was focused only on Transformers, and I think it was The Moon is Following Us. I think that's the name of his other book he was working on side by side. 2 projects side by side. And I can tell in the writing and in the art that it was good. I enjoyed that first run, or the first 24 issues of Transformers Energon Universe. Because I felt like DWJ was more focused. He was focused on just a couple of projects. Kirkman now is focused on like 4 or 5 different books. And then he's got to figure out what to do with Energon Universe cartoon, plus, working on Invincible cartoon. Like he's doing a lot. And as the architect of the Energon Universe, I appreciate what he's doing, but I don't think he's adding a lot of value to Transformers right now. I feel like he's devaluing it a little bit, But again, that's something that I'm probably going to talk about later on here on the show. And that's really it. That's all I have for this week's Inventory Unlocked. I've showed you guys some of the issues that I picked up. I wish I had some Transformers to show you guys, but I didn't. Now, another thing I do want to remind you guys of: Masterpiece tiered members are automatically entered at the end of the month on my last show. Not my last show. Last Friday of this month. I don't know what month or what day it is. It's the 26th. I'll figure it out. But the last Friday of June, I'm going to select one winner in the Masterpiece tiered membership to win a John Jang pack. I think this is Void Rivals and Transformers. This is Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. And yes, they are connecting covers. They do go side by side like that. Masterpiece tiered members will be eligible for this right here. And as a fun thing right here, I'm going to go ahead and give away my very first Temu Transformer. That's right, the very first Temu Transformer that I opened and unboxed. I'm going to give this one right here away. And it's just a fun way of saying, hey, you know what? If you watched the channel, if you had some fun with me, I'm going to give one of these Temu Transformers away to someone out there. I'm not going to say that it's got a lot of value to it. It's not worth, $20 or anything. I just think this is a fun thing to kind of give back to the community who's actually, stuck with me and watched my silly Transformer Temu videos, and had a good time. And I think it would be, fun to own, one of the actual, I don't want to say it like that, one of the, Temu Transformers. It's fun. That way you can get Temu too. You can get Temu together. Well, actually, that's not being Temu because I actually got what I ordered, but it's still the thought like, hey, I could have been Temu'd right here. So make sure you guys do that if you're interested. I would love for you guys to join in the Masterpiece tiered membership. It's only $4.99 a month. It's a great way to support the channel. I also, we'll be doing, monthly membership polls, things like that. And then if you just do the 99-cent version, it's just a great way of saying thank you, or just a great way of supporting the channel. I shouldn't say great way of saying thank you. Great way of supporting the channel. You just get custom emojis, things like that. So, some fun stuff. Nice. It is. Sweet. It is. LOL. Nice. If I win it, you have to sign the box. Why? Why? No one's gonna want to sign fake Transformer box by a YouTuber. That's silly. Stop it. All right, so let's get into this one right here. I just talked a little bit about it. So no deep dives, no all the spoilers. I've already spoiled some stuff, but just quick thoughts about some of the things that I've read this week. Let's go ahead and drop. So like I said, I've read Transformers 33 and I've read Mask #1, and real fast, Mask #1, I think is a very strong start. I like how they've established some of the players already. Matt Tracker is now black. His race shouldn't matter. And I'm seeing online, why they have to change it? Well, they did. He is. And so what? I do like how unrefined Matt Tracker is in this. He seems like I said, he's unrefined but smart. He's still the tech guy. He's still the brains behind Mask. But so far, he's the only one in Mask. And they're setting the stage for what Mask is going to be. And it's something that I thought they might do, but I like the direction that they're going. And I will spoil some stuff. I will spoil some stuff in here. So some of the things that I read about in here is that the military is trying to make Matt Tracker and Mask be a subdivision of G.I. Joe. Which, if you watch the show back in the day, you can kind of see it happening. You can kind of see how that might work. But Matt Tracker's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Dips out. He was arrested and he dips out. He walks out through the front door. Actually, no, he walks out through the ceiling because his car came by and arrested him. And then they're establishing who Miles Mayhem is. And if you've read any of the G.I. Joe Energon Universe stuff, you kind of like, he's already made a couple of appearances and it's cool. You saw him, he made his appearance, he did his thing. But now Venom, now they're involved in the whole search for Energon too. So the whole Energon universe being revolved around actual Energon, I like that idea because humans are finding ways to use Energon for good and for bad, for the greater good or for the greater evil in reality. So now we have so many different factions wanting to know about, trying to get and getting their hands on Energon in one way or another. At the end of this issue, you see Mayhem and Venom find what looks like a space bridge. And he thinks that he has a direct link to Cybertron using the space bridge, and he's going to try to use the Energon for his own evil doings. I like how this world is set up. Even though it was already set up before, well, no, not really. I like how they're setting this up in here. I think they're doing a great job with that. Now, see, Kirkman being the architect of the Energon universe, I think is fine. Kirkman writing in the Energon universe twice because he has Void Rivals and now Transformers, I'm not a fan of. I think Void Rivals is still good. It's not been the best. I like some of the unravelings that have happened in Void Rivals right now, but what's happening in Transformers, it feels messy. It's just all over the place. It's too much. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. It doesn't feel focused anymore. It feels broken, and maybe that's supposed to mimic how the team is right now, the Autobot team and the Decepticon team. It just feels broken. Maybe Kirkman is trying to make us feel broken too, because technically now there's 4 factions, 2 sets of Autobots and 2 sets of Decepticons. And it's kind of like, all right, where are we going with this? You know, what are you trying to establish? You know, maybe I need to be patient. You know, some of the things that have happened up until issue 33, some of them have been cool. Elita Prime, RC Magnus, Optimus no longer being a Prime, Shockwave still being evil and not corrupt, but evil and crazy, even without a head, killing Bumblebee twice. It's a lot of things that have happened since issue 25, and it feels more like shock value than actually progressing the story forward. Whereas in the first 24 issues, I felt like every issue was progressing the story forward. I just hope that Kirkman can bring us back to what we want. Now, there isn't anything past issue 35 in any of the upcoming comics. So I'm wondering if there's going to be another change, because usually when you see previews of upcoming comics, there's usually someone that's, there's usually hey, this is going up to issue number, by this time maybe like 40 or something like that. All right, there's more issues coming out. This is issue number 33, and I've only seen previews up to issue number 35. So I'm wondering what's happening after 35. I got to look into that right there. I'm still reading Transformers, and I'm going to read Transformers. And I'm going to say that even if it's kind of weird and wonky right now, it's still my favorite read. Kirkman and team have taken me to, different realms with these characters that I've loved, so it does feel like an adventure, a brand new adventure with familiar, figures and familiar characters, but something that I haven't seen before either. Sometimes you got to take risks. Sometimes those risks, they just don't count, they don't work out, or sometimes they do. You just have to do it as a creator. I might not be happy right now, but I have a feeling that they're going to try to right the sinking boat or something like that. I feel like they're going to try to correct it here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen after this arc. Always looking forward to seeing what's happening next, all the time. Could be purple or any other color for all I care, as long as the story is good. Hopefully they will sew up in the show. Hopefully they will sew up in the show Kirkman is working. What's up, cool? Oh, what's up, Riley? You're in here. Look at that, Riley. Ryan came up in here. Awesome. Thanks for coming by, hanging out. Wheeljack making Dinobots? I don't know. That is a guess. That's a very good guess, actually. That's a very, very good guess here. So I like where your brain is right there. Look at this guy, all snazzy. Nice Rezzy, man. 22, what it do? My boy 22 up in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for coming by and hanging out. Don't make comments about the luck. I'm going to see if I can continue this. Let's see what happens. See what happens there. This just turned into a gentleman's club. Oh, it has. Good afternoon. Salutations to you, good sir. Salutations. So I brought up Devastator and we brought up Prowl. We're talking about, the aerial bots and plus Thundercracker. So there's something I really, really want to show you guys right here. So let's get into this one right here. Every week the noise gets louder. New comics, new movies, new figures, new chaos. If it matters to the geek culture, we're going to talk about it here on this show, on this week's The Signal. So for my cartoon watchers, for the people who are only reading Energon Universe, in the IDW run, and we mentioned it, Prowl was a bit of a dick. And he did something that I never thought could have happened, but then again, I didn't read the IDW run. Dream Star Toys this week has released images of their DST-02-007. This is the police car warrior, aka Prowl. This is their IDW version, and pre-orders are now live on SUPPPORT.com. Make sure you head on over there, pre-order it. Go ahead and enter Eman as your favorite reviewer. Like I said, a small portion of your small portion of your purchase does come to the channel right there. There's no estimated date. Well, let me say that again. There is an estimated date, no official date, and that is sometime in July. Now, Prowl kind of looks like, a stylized version of Prowl, and in these images, you probably won't be able to tell unless you've owned, the set, like I showed you right here, but he kind of looks plasticky, and this is, in my opinion, this is almost quite deceptive, because if you own any of the Dream Star Toys' Constructicons, they're very heavy. They have some very good weight to it, and I'm expecting Prowl, though he looks kind of plasticky here, because I'm used to a little bit of the more gunmetal shininess that the Constructicons have from their Devastator set. He doesn't look as shiny here. Now, that's okay. Not worried about it, because what really matters to a lot of us is this part right here. The Prowlistator is on its way. Prowl ends up replacing Scavenger dies in the comic book, and so Hook ends up replacing Scavenger as the right leg in the IDW run, and Prowl becomes the head of Devastator. And I didn't read the story. I didn't really know or understand why, but kind of doing a little bit of research on it, hearing what fans have actually said about it. They said it was a very, very interesting, a really cool read, because Prowl wasn't doing this he wasn't evil, but he also wasn't good. He was kind of like, I'm going to do what I need to do in order to keep the peace, in order to, continue on. But he also was out for himself. The Prowlistator, this guy right here, as you can see, the right leg of Devastator here, that's actually Hook, because in the comic books, like I said, Scavenger died. So Hook comes down, Prowl becomes the upper torso, and now we're going to get the Prowlistator here pretty soon. And it looks like it still uses the same head from the Devastator figure. Looks very, very, very similar. So I think he's not going to be like a different head. It's going to be the same head, just on top of Prowl. So it's going to be a little bit weird to look. See all this green. You see all this green, and then you have like this white plate on top. So I think it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually picking it up. I already put my pre-order in for it. That way I can add it to this monster over here. So if you guys are interested, like I said, make sure to head on over to SUPPPORT.com. Put that, pre-order it. The things are really, really cool. And then go backwards and start picking up all the other pieces. The other pieces are still there and available on SUPPPORT.com right there. Oh my God, just noticed the bow tie. It's a wooden bow tie. I've been watching YouTube videos on IDW because the hardcovers are yes. I tried to go back and tried to find some of the covers, some of the trades, and so money. Yeah, and since people are gonna want to go back and find them, people are starting to jot up the prices right there. Even for used trades of the IDW run, and there's so many different runs out there. Like the ones that I'm really interested in are Robots in Disguise and Robots in Disguise, and they ran concurrently to each other in the IDW run. I didn't think they only went like 30 issues or something like that. I think there was a time where it was that main IDW, and then they split into two different stories, but in the same universe, but different settings or whatever. And I believe they come back. Like, I want to read those middle sections right there, and then I also want to read the Shattered Glass IDW run, where everything's flipped. Optimus is actually a bad guy, Megatron's a good guy. I want to read that Shattered Glass 1 and 2 series, just to see what it was all about, because I own some Shattered Glass figures, and I want to know a little bit more about it. I feel like a poser owning stuff, and I don't know anything about it. Not looking at you, Devastator. But yeah, they're pricey for sure. Did I make it in time? You made it in time for the final segment, and to start this, my friend, you made it to the final segment, and just in time, you guys. Before getting to the final segment, make sure you guys enter hashtag HeroesCon right now to celebrate the HeroesCon weekend that's happening in North Carolina right now. A lot of my friends are out there having a great time. Biggest Comic Con in the nation, comic-centric Comic Con, and the winner of today's giveaway will get either a blue or a yellow comic capsule. That's going to go out to the winners this week. All right, go ahead and start entering. Hashtag HeroesCon for you guys right here. Now let's get into this right here. Final thoughts. Speaking about HeroesCon, comic books, but we're Transformer fans here. What's going on? Why do I go there? What's the deal? Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's go ahead and have a confabulation. I understand that this episode was very, very comic book centric, but it still stayed in line with Transformers. And the reason why I wanted to do that was reason number one, I didn't get any figures. That was honestly reason number one. But reason number two is because HeroesCon weekend is happening this weekend. And I actually went last year. And what I want to show you guys as a Transformer fan, that there is things for Transformers fans out there. There's a lot of us that are still trying to get in, trying to understand the Energon universe. It's a great way to do it than to actually go to a huge comic book convention, possibly pick up quite a few issues. And you have creators that are there that are there for... that can represent Transformers, and that's something that I found very cool about HeroesCon last year. So let me go ahead and show you the list of people, the list of creators that are actually there at HeroesCon this year that have done things in the Transformer realm. I'm going to go ahead and, make this look a bit bigger, So first and foremost, my boy, John Jang. John Jang is the cover artist for Transformers. He's done a lot of covers for Transformers. Like, he's even done this. He's even done this right here. This Insecticon cover right here. So John Jang, cover artist, is at HeroesCon this week. And as a Transformer fan, dude, you can go up to his booth, pick up a Transformer cover. You can pick up a Transformer print. Get it signed by John Jang. You're going home with Transformer gear, Transformer stuff. And I think that's really cool right there. Another artist, let's take a look here. Oh, of course. Here we go. Daniel Warren Johnson's there this year. Daniel Warren Johnson, who wrote and drew for issues 1 through 5, and then wrote issues 6 through 24. And in my opinion, so far has been the best run in the Transformers Energon universe. And maybe I'm biased because I'm a Transformer fan or whatever, or maybe I just truly just plain enjoyed it. But Daniel Warren Johnson's there. Last year, this is where TJ's supposed to step in. I hope my friend TJ's still in here. If he's not, I understand. But last year, I saw Daniel Warren Johnson. I brought my Transformers #1. I had him sign it. I actually had him sign it twice. You can see the story behind it, and then I got a sketch right there. So I got an Optimus sketch right there. So I got 2 signatures from Daniel Warren Johnson and a sketch, and I only waited for about 10 minutes. Why does that matter? What do I have to tell you this? My friend TJ, Flash by Night Comics, who may or may not be in here, hit me up last year while I was at HeroesCon. He's like, "Hey man, I'm in line for Daniel Warren Johnson. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. How long is the wait? 2.5 hours. I'm like, I'm never in South Carolina or North Carolina. If I spend 2.5 hours waiting for an artist to get a signature, it sucks to say, and as much as I want to be in that line, I just feel like it's a waste because there's other things I want to do. I'm around the convention center, vlogging, around making connections. I'm talking to people, and staying in line for 2.5 hours for an artist. As much as I really enjoy this guy's work, and as much as I really love Transformers, I just couldn't see myself waiting. I was going to chalk it up to a loss and say, forget it, don't worry about it. This was on a Saturday. This is around 2:30 in the afternoon, Saturday, matter of fact. Sunday comes around, going around the convention. I noticed a small set of people kind of waiting in line. I'm like, oh, who are they waiting for? Kind of like leaned over, looked over like someone's shoulder. It was Daniel Warren Johnson. On Sunday, towards the end of the day, Daniel Warren Johnson had like 5 to 6 people waiting for him. Why? Because people were waiting in line 2.5 hours the day before. So I got in line. I got an autograph. I'm like, yeah, cool. I got Daniel Warren Johnson's autograph, right? And then I saw the prices for his remarks. I'm like, oh snap! I have not spent any money at the con. This is Sunday. I've been at the con since Friday. I haven't spent any money. I literally didn't spend any money except for food. I was just going around talking to my friends, vlogging, having a good time, and realized I haven't even used my budget. Let's use some of that budget on something cool. So I waited in line for another 5 minutes, got another signature, got his sketch right here. And, a HeroesCon memory. I got 2 signatures of Daniel Warren Johnson on Transformers #1 with a sketch, and I only waited 10 minutes while other people got a signature and waited 2 hours. TJ. And that's part of going to a con, right? Going to a convention. It's not just what can you get, it's creating memories. Let's go ahead and go back right here. Just a few more artists. Let me just name some. There's another one right here, Deegan Puchkors, who's done some covers for Transformers. Brian Shearer, I've seen some of his stuff, not too bad. Also has done Transformers covers. And then Mike Spicer, this is the colorist of Transformers, the current run right now. So you can actually get Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer both on one cover at one con. I think that's really dope right there. Michael Watkins has done some covers also for Transformers. And Maria the Wolf, she's I like her. I've actually interviewed her. She's a really quirky young lady, and she's very, very, very talented. She's got like a crazy, almost like psychedelic look to her covers, and she's done a couple of Transformers covers too. And she's there at HeroesCon also. So you can, as a Transformer fan, still enjoy a comic book convention. And then on top of that, the nation's largest comic book convention, 100% worth it, even as a Transformer fan. Now, this is another thing that I like doing at conventions. I like getting sketches, remarks, autographs, starting jam pieces. And I got this at San Diego Comic-Con. Most of these artists I got at San Diego Comic-Con. In the back here, though, these are some awesome ones right here. This right here is John Boy Myers, who has the 1-in-100 mask cover out right now. This is from John Romita Jr. If you guys know your comic book lore, that's a big name right there. This right here is John Jang. I got him to do one. This right here is Dan Quintana. He's a big name right now. For those who know, that's Rose Besh up here. This right here is Alan Kwa. So I'm just naming off some names. Oh, no, this is Miko Suwayan. This is Alan Kwa. And I got a lot of these done at San Diego Comic-Con. But last year when I was at HeroesCon, I was like, let me do something similar, but let me just do it just for HeroesCon. So I brought another Void of Rivals blank, but this one's wow. I think this one's very wow. I only had time to get 4 people to do something. And I told them the same thing. I was like, do me a favor. I just wanted, a quick sketch of Jetfire. I'm just doing this jam piece right here. And I showed them that Void Rival. This is a jam piece. All 4 artists were like, oh, hell no. What did that person do? Oh, no, heck no. Let me do this. So I had 4 artists. And now check this out. These are independent artists, guys. Independent artists. One of them, she has a Transformer cover, but still nonetheless independent artists who either have like their own book or they don't have, well, nonetheless, they're not big names. All right, come on. There we go. So this right here is from Sukesha Ray. She goes by Sushi online. This one right here is from Irene Stretsnioff, I believe. She has her own book. She's self-published. So she did her own version of Jetfire. And then this is from Ro Higashi. And I was like, do me a favor. I want like the Robotech version. And then I want to say I saw Rose Besh. I think I saw Rose Besh there too last year. I was like, I need yours too. So I got another Rose Besh right there. She's another awesome artist right here. So like HeroesCon, even as a Transformer fan, you can do stuff like this and just walk up to people. Hey, you know what? I like your art. Can you create a Devastator, a Computron? Would you do an Optimus for me on a Blink? As Transformer fans, it made me feel like art. And at the biggest convention of the year, comic book convention, you can still walk away with Transformers related items and still feel like a Transformer fan, even if you don't do comic books. But some of this stuff is still really cool because you can ask someone, hey, I like your art. Can you draw XYZ on this cover? And now you can maybe post it online with your toys, with your figures, and still have a good time with it. And walk away like, yeah, that was pretty dope. That was really, really dope. I'm really digging this. You know? So what I want to do and let you guys know is that if there's a local, comic book convention near you, go. Transformer fans, go. Because you never know what's going to be there. You never know what's going to catch your eye. And it may not feel like it's for you. It's for you. There'll be something at these cons for you. And if not, then okay, cool. Don't go there next time. But have fun with it. Have fun with it. You know, that's what I want you guys to do. Hi to everyone in here tonight. What's going on, Kenneth? Look at you. You're in the house. Everyone's saying hello. Everyone's throwing up HeroesCon. Remember, you guys, HeroesCon. Enter hashtag HeroesCon. I'm about to run this here in just a second. I'm about to run it here in a little bit. It's pretty cool. It keeps auto-correcting me. Stop it. Stop it. Jonathan 2. Next year, HeroesCon might be on my list. At C2E2, I got the opportunity to meet David Nakayama. DNA is awesome. I really like him. He got a signed copy. And cool guy. He really is. Sounds like you need yourself a comic capsule, my friend. Make sure to head on over to comiccapsule.com. Use code EVAN10 for 10% off. All right. Awesome. Yeah. All of that was super dope. Robotech Jetfire. Yeah. And I asked for that specifically. I was like, everyone's giving me like the G1 version. I was like, I want the Robotech version. And she's like, I know Robotech. And then this is like I said, her name was Ro Higashi. The only thing about those was that you can't rush art. Let me just say this real fast. You can't rush art. But there are certain expectations also when you say, let me get a sketch, let me get a quick doodle of this, XYZ. And a lot of the times, artists can be like, all right, let's knock this out. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. Some artists are like, no, you asked for my art. I shall give you my art. And that's pretty much what happened with 3 of those artists. I was like, just give me a quick little, remark. And it's a remark. I'm like, it's just a little image of, okay, I'll do my best. And those women killed it. Now, here's the thing. Those are 4 different Jetfires from 4 different women. And actually, 4 different Jetfires, 4 different women, all of Asian descent in one way or another at HeroesCon last year. Now, that wasn't something I was trying to do, but by the end of the weekend, I realized, I'm like, oh man, the only people who actually touched this book were, females at HeroesCon females during HeroesCon that are of Asian descent. And I was like, that's actually pretty dope. It wasn't planned. It was just like, oh, I like your art. Here's a book. Could you do it for me? And they took on the challenge and they killed it, in my opinion. I think they did a fantastic job with those things. So completely happy with what they did there. Please do. Please, I have good news to everyone. I went to the food bank once. They got food for my family. Anybody who needs food or at the food bank, it's free. Nothing cautious when you go to the food bank. Well, I'm glad, Kenneth. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad that you were able to get some of the help that you need there, my friend. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and add this to the stage. There are 5 people only. Come on. Let's get some more up in here. Hashtag HeroesCon. I'm giving away 2 comic capsules, a yellow and a blue one is going to go out to 1 lucky viewer today. I'm going to be giving this away. So hashtag HeroesCon. I would love for all of you guys watching to just hop on it and try to get this and win this one right here. Before running the giveaway, just one more thing I do want to say. Next week there will be no show. I will be on vacation next week, so no Confabulation next Friday, but the following Friday I will do a show, I promise. And again, because I am not here next week, I promise that there will be 2 winners next time. This will be on the 26th. Oh man, so the 26th is actually going to be a big show. 26th, I'm going to give away 2 comic capsules, as well as that's the day I will be giving away the monthly membership prize giveaway to my masterpiece tiered members here. All right, you guys, I'm going to run this 3, 2, 1. Let's see what happens here. 1 winner this week, blue or yellow, and the winner this week, 22. We'll start charging. 22 comics that made it. He is going to walk away with a yellow or a blue comic capsule this week. Congratulations, 20. Yep, vacay. That's what's happening. Vacay. And I see it, Kenneth. I'll get you in just a bit. I'll get you in a bit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's so close, Ryan. So close, you guys. You know, congratulations. I need to put comics in my name. See? Hey, look at that. Perfect. Well, 22 congratulations to you, my friend. I'll hit you up here on Instagram here shortly to figure out which color you want. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that showed up here in the chat today. Congratulations to 22 for winning the comic capsule. Keep in mind, no show next week, but the week after there's a big show happening. There's going to be 2 winners of comic capsules, as well as the June monthly membership giveaway right there. Remember, you're going to be able to get it. You'll be able to win the monthly membership. The monthly membership winner is going to win 2 John Jane covers, connecting covers, as well as my very first TV Transformer right there. All right, you guys, and that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you guys get notified anytime I drop any one of these videos. And I will see you guys on the next one.